day 4. It's Boxing Day. Today we're going to go see the bridges in Paddington Basin, the Fan Bridge and the Rolling Bridge. So we're going to Paddington, going to be changing at Baker Street onto the Bakerloo line. Here we are at West Hampstead, having just had breakfast here, again, and now we're going to get on this train. Baker Street.
Southbound or
northbound? This is where we split. Noam and Dad are going to a football match and we're going to Paddington. And later on we're going to go see Cats, the musical, which I heard is pretty cool. So, we're on the Bakerloo line, northbound platform, just this way. And there it is, Bakerloo line. Here we are at Paddington. Sort of. Where's Paddington? Where's actual Paddington? There it is. It's around the back. So I think this is... this whole road's closed. Interesting. Go down the other end. Maybe? It looks open. I am very disorientated. Okay, so we know where we're going. We're around the back of Paddington. We want to go along this street, turn left at some point, and find the canal. It's only about 1:30, so we have half an hour until the bridges are scheduled to go up. We don't know if they're going to go up today, because it is Boxing Day. But at the same time, that doesn't change anything, because they go up on a regular schedule to let the ships through, so theoretically there's a good chance that they'll still go up. This looks promising. It's a little passageway through here. It looks like we're going in the right direction. To the bridges. Bingo! It's Paddington Basin, and that is not one of the bridges we're looking for, but we'll keep going. It's a bridge. It's quite a nice bridge. Somewhere near here. We're definitely in the right place. This is what a gem. Got time to look around. So this is it, the rolling bridge. It's a lot smaller than we were expecting. No, it's a tiny tourist attraction. So this is the rolling bridge. So either 2 or 2:15, this thing will curl up into a ball. Unlike the Fan Bridge, it doesn't actually serve that much purpose because it's not like the boat's going to come into this tiny thing. It seems a bit pointless, but it's cool. It's a cool thing. Well, it looks like not much is happening, unfortunately. Looks like this bridge is staying put. So it turns out that it's actually broken or something. The guy said they're waiting for the engineers to come and fix it. So it's not because it's Boxing Day, but because they're not working properly. Well, that was a disappointment. So we have like 5 hours to kill before Cats. It was about 7:30 in the Palladium Theatre in Oxford Circus. we might go to Baker Street to see the Sherlock Holmes Museum. But first we might spend a little more time around Paddington. So it turns out Paddington Station is entirely closed because of engineering works.
So the bridges don't work, the station is closed.
Everything is
What's
closed.
next?
No National Rail, Heathrow Express services from Paddington Station, as everything is closed. So we're going to back to the Bakerloo. There's the subsurface district and circle line platform. We're looking for the Bakerloo line, so this way. So we're back on the Bakerloo line. We're looking for southbound platform 4 for a train to Baker Street. We're going to go see the Sherlock Museum. Sounds like something's coming. Ah, no, it's leaving, you can see. And here we are at Baker Street, Sherlock Holmes. Here we are, crossing between Marylebone and Owen Road, Baker Street. There's the underground, and we're going to try and go find the Sherlock Holmes Museum at, unsurprisingly enough, 221 Baker Street. Well, that was fun. So that was the Sherlock Holmes Museum. There's also like scenes we created from the old movies and his kind of flat recreated. Not the new BBC series as much, it's much more the old classic Sherlock series. I mean, it's a sort of place, it's not very big. You go just so you can say, I've been there. For the amount of time it took to queue and the amount of money it costs to get in, it's not the sort of place you'd probably go to twice. But there is a lovely little gift shop with various pieces of souvenirs and memorabilia you can buy if you're a fan of Sherlock. We're now going to go to Covent Garden. We can spend a few hours in the markets. Nice stuff there. I think we're gonna have a dessert. We might have some macaroons. So now we're going to go to Covent Garden, putting the Bakerloo line to Piccadilly Circus, where we'll be changing to the Piccadilly line. And here we are at Piccadilly Circus. One of the awesome things about Piccadilly Circus is that there's a little bit where the two tracks run side by side, which they don't usually, because usually in the deep tube it's individual tunnels, and you can just see the other platform over there, which I think is pretty cool. And here is the Piccadilly line. Well, that was convenient. And here we are at Covent Garden. Here we are, outside Covent Garden, the exit only. I mean, Covent Garden's a very weird tube station because it's so deep down, it's about 15 stories down, so you have to take a lift instead of an escalator. Hello, Hello and welcome back. We just came out of Covent Garden for a nice afternoon tea in La Durée, and we're slowly making our way towards Oxford Circus. It's quite a long walk, but we have a lot of time to kill, so it's cool. Hello and welcome back. We just met up with Dad and Noam near Trafalgar Square. We went to eat a little bit. Over there is Leicester Square, I believe, but we're not going there. We're heading towards Oxford Circus and the London Palladium via Piccadilly Circus. Just trying to find our way over there. So this is the actual
Leicester Square.
Yeah. So this is the actual Leicester Square. That was Leicester Square tube stop that my map was pointing to. So we do actually go through it. Hey, we're seeing the sights, kind of. We've done Trafalgar Square, Leicester Square, and Piccadilly Circus. Isn't that great? I mean, we didn't really. We actually came here 2 days ago. Doesn't matter. Straight down here, all the way to Piccadilly Circus. And we made it to Piccadilly Circus with the giant Times Square style advertising boards, which people love for some reason. I mean, it's not that spectacular, it's adverts. But, yeah. And we made it to London Palladium.
The fire exit.
And to find, yeah, we probably still have to go around.
Yeah. Wow, look at that.
Oh. Hello and welcome back. We just watched Cats. And we're now going home, so we're going to take the Bakerloo line to Baker Street, change for the Jubilee line to Kilburn. So Cats, it was good, it was well executed. Personally, I didn't enjoy it that much because it was more of a ballet type thing than a musical. It didn't really have a plot. It's just kind of song after song after song. But, you know, it's more of a matter of taste than whether it was good or not. And here we are at Baker Street. We now want the Jubilee line northbound. And here is our Jubilee line train. Here we are at Kilburn. Day 5. This morning we actually managed to wake up at a reasonable time, which is pretty incredible. So we've left the we've left our cousin's house now because they're coming back from Austria. So we have to vacate their house, and we've set ourselves up in this Premier Inn near St Pancras, after having Ubered our way here, dropped off our luggage. And we're now going to go see the Natural History Museum in South Kensington. We'll be taking the Piccadilly line from here, St Pancras Station. And here is the Underground. So we're on the other side of St Pancras. This is called St Pancras, which might just be the most complicated tube station on the whole network. I think this is the main St Pancras entrance. And we're going to go on a valiant quest to find the Piccadilly line. Here is the Piccadilly line. It's very crowded today because Heathrow Express is still closed. So this is the only way to get to Heathrow. And here we are at South Kensington. welcome back. Here we are at South Kensington. There's the subway passageway to the museums. We've decided to go up in the street because it's nicer. Let's go up. It's nicer up there. And if it's raining, we can come back down. So I'm walking through the streets of South Kensington en route to the Natural History Museum, where we'll be seeing the wildlife exhibition, as we do every year. But this year we will sadly not be eating at Le Pain Quotidien, because we have been booked into an Ottolenghi restaurant, which is pretty cool. Ottolenghi is like very Middle Eastern, and it's pretty good food, believe me. So these little red things are the subway passageway. So you can see we're walking along it above ground, which I think is much nicer. But obviously the subway is a lot nicer if it's raining. And here we are outside the Natural History Museum. So that was fun. We just went to the Natural History Museum to see the wildlife exhibition, and I picked my top 3 favourites. We also went to the science museum. The top 3 favourites from the wildlife exhibition were probably the squirrel one, To Drink or Not, spring tunnel, like a tunnel through the ice with a little river. It's pretty cool. And also the one with the leaves on the layers of ice. You probably have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm sure you can find them online. That's the 2015 Wildlife Exhibition Centre. You can't find it, I don't know, from the Natural History Museum. We also went to the Science Museum. We saw Rocket, the very first passenger steam locomotive of all time. Actually, I mean the first one that ran a passenger service, because there was Puffing Billy before that, which was a prototype, plus all the other competitors. But, you know, they never came into service because Rocket won. We also saw an exhibition about food cravings. We're now on the Piccadilly line. We're going to Piccadilly Circus, where we're going to have some lunch. Some Ottolenghi lunch. And here is the train. This is the problem with crowded stations. And here we are at Piccadilly Circus. So we're now going to walk back down Glasshouse Street, which eventually becomes Warwick Road, where our food is. I feel like we've been here before. Hello and welcome back. We just ate a delicious lunch at Noppy, which is the Ottolenghi restaurant in Soho, London. We're now going to walk to Trafalgar Square, where we're going to go see the National Portrait Gallery. And then we're probably going to go to the cinema. We haven't quite decided yet. Hello and welcome back. And we made it to Trafalgar Square. We're now going to spend a bit of time in the National Portrait Gallery, and then I don't know what we're going to do next. We'll have to decide. So we've decided to bail on the National Portrait Gallery since there's 20 minutes left and Mum really wants to enjoy whatever really boring exhibition she wants to see. We've left her to it. So we're just going to go hang around Trafalgar Square for half an hour. So here we are at Trafalgar Square, which isn't quite as spectacular when it's dark. There's Christmas tree, 4 lions, Nelson's column. Nelson was the British Navy sailor who won the Battle of Trafalgar, and it's the name of the square, during the Napoleonic Wars in the early 1800s, and you know. So, I mean, it's not that special. It's a square. And we appear to have stumbled across a routemaster. It's a special service. Look at that. London Transport. There's pots and pans. What? Looks like it's some kind of converted party bus. of some sort with a kitchen. There's a kitchen on the bus. The cook on the bus goes cook, 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 apparently. Brilliant. And there's another one! Ha! But that one's actually in service. It's the 15, which, as we figured out last July, is run by Heritage buses. So that's cool. So we just went to Waterstones and we've spontaneously decided to hop on a bus. Fun. So here we are on the 15 bus, a beautiful original Travelmaster heading towards Tower Gateway. So that was fun.
End of the line?
Yep. So this was Route 15, the last remaining route to use original Travelmaster buses. Routemaster, sorry. Now all that's left is to go on the new Routemaster buses, but perhaps we'll save that for our next trip to London. In the meantime, we're now going to find and cross Tower Bridge, and then hop on the underground back to St Pancras. Or we might just take the underground now, to be honest. And then we'll go back to the hotel. Dad and I might stop to have a little look at St Pancras Station, because why not? Hello and welcome back. Here we are, there's the Tower of London. And here is Tower Gateway, DLR station. And we're lost. Oh, wait, there's the bridge. Okay, we're not lost. I know where we're going. And here we are, crossing Tower Bridge. London Bridge is behind us. And there's the Shard. And here, in the centre of the bridge, we get a spectacular view of the Thames. There's Shard, there's the Tower of London.
It's very necessary.
It's beautiful. And I think I just got my thumbnail. Is that the HMS Belfast? I think it is. But I think we've done quite enough for this day, so I think we'll cross over to the other side of the bridge and go home. Noam agrees. And we've made it to the south side. And we're now going to find our nearest tube station and go home. Or, like I said, Dad and I may visit St Pancras briefly on our way back. So we're on the other side of the bridge now. Turns out there's no tube station in a while, so we're gonna maybe catch a bus to London Bridge. And I think that might be our bus. So we're on the 343, which is going to go to London Bridge. Unfortunately, it's not a new Routemaster, and we made it to London Bridge. Hurrah! On our not so spectacular, boring bus. Oh well.
Oh wow.
We haven't quite figured out what we're going to do tomorrow. We know our cousins will have arrived back from Austria, so we're going to spend the day with them. Maybe we'll go out somewhere. We don't know. It is a mystery. But today is certainly not over, because we're about to go on the tube, and although that may not represent a large amount of time for us, it certainly represents a large proportion of this video's screen time. I might split this into parts actually, it's probably too long. To the Northern Line! So we'll be taking the Northern Line northbound to King's Cross St Pancras Station. And this is the first time we've actually been on the Northern Line this holiday. We've so far done Jubilee, Bakerloo and Piccadilly. I think that's everything we've done. So, you know, this is the first of this holiday. Yeah, great time to tell us. Let's go. Here we are at Bank, which is arguably one of the most complicated tube stations. You could also say that about King's Cross St Pancras, which is where we're going. And here we are. Announcement says it for you. We are now at King's Cross St Pancras. We are splitting. Mum and now I'm going to go back to the hotel. And Dad and I will be following shortly after you know, checking out the station a bit. Because, let's be honest, King's Cross and St Pancras are both friggin' awesome. Unlike Euston.